Hey, what's up, guys? So this build setup here is perfect for heroic content, whether you're running solo or you're doing casual or missions. Good setup to run, and you have a ton of fun just dishing out so much ammunition. All right, let's dive in. All right, following up with the from the build itself, we're gonna go rock the gunner specialization here. So make sure we're rocking the coupler every third reload, 50% is faster, 50% faster. Make sure you get in the armor kits as well. That's a benefit. Incessant is the biggest one here, getting that 10% armor on kill. And as well, you can rock the Banshee if you want, running gunner class, in the build. I said I'm rocking the Hive Reviver. You're going to be able to do the supply line here, generate 10% ammunition every 60 seconds. That's going to go hand in hand with the increased magazine capacity here. Rate of fire increase for Barrage Talent, 5% on kill for 5 seconds. And of course, we're going to have that emplacement there. That's You're going to take full advantage of that. That's 10% weapons handling increase for not moving for at least 1 second whenever you're hiding behind cover. So that's going to help with the accuracy, magazine, reload, swapping, stability. Weapons handling covers all of that. And then make sure you're putting either the onslaught for your LMG, 50% increased damage, as well as shotgun if you want to rock shotgun, if you want to rock the assault rifle, whatever you want to rock. You can rock whatever you want. This is a no. This is the way you run it. You can run whatever you want with this setup. We're just maximizing as much um ammunition increase as much as we can. So typically anything that's going to shoot full auto, excluding the sniper rifles, because sniper rifles, bolt action, that shit takes forever to shoot. And yeah, definitely make sure you got that large pouch unlocked, so we have a large amount of ammunition being fed into that weapon. And yeah, man, the bigger the better.
Daddy, chill.
Pause, no diddy. But yeah, we're gonna move along to the next step here. All right, here we go with the build setup itself. Quick thing to keep in mind: shade level here. I'm at 3,287. So for new agents, if you're not over 1,000, you're gonna be lacking in some of these numbers, and you won't get the same numbers. So that's gonna go hand in hand with the offensive side of the house, because when you have everything maxed out, remember you're getting 10% weapons damage from Keener's Watch. You're getting 20% headshot damage. You're getting 20% critical hit damage, and for a crit hit chance, you get an additional 10% in combination with what you rock with the mods on your gear. So just keep that in mind. If you're not matching the numbers, it's potentially because you have not fully unlocked all of this. So just keep that in mind when we're going over it. So setup here again, running gunner sub or gunner specialization. Mods are on because we get that additional 30% weapons damage, and that's going to help with this setup itself. Now we go over to these two setups here. So first one, we are going to run the tip and scales, because we're going to get that two-piece that's going to give us 30% additional magazine size here, in combination with running resourcefulness, because that's going to allow us to unlock any brand set or gear set to fulfill that requirement. So that's how I'm getting two-piece here, because of the tip and scales, 30% magazine, because of the ninja backpack. Now chest piece, got to run an equalizer set up there. We're going to get 5% rate of fire, 20% assault rifle damage, in combination with the gloves too. But here's the chest piece: red core, crit hit chance, crit hit damage. I got an armor regen in there, and then you got the gloves here. That's going to give us access to that third brand set plus 50% magazine size, and you see it's a red core with crit hit chance, crit hit damage. And then from there we're going to run Carl's holster here with the Brazos brand set. You're already getting that armor core there, crit hit chance with the additional 10% weapons damage added to that. So this is the named high-end item here to run. And then for the knees, we're running the same brand set, the Brazos band set, Jesus. and that's gonna have crit hit chance, crit hit damage on there, and this armor core. And that's gonna unlock that additional plus 50% magazine size. As many times as I've ran up a Carlos holster, normally when you run it, you only with the old builds prior to this mutiny update, you normally would have that weapons damage and then the plus one skill tier because you essentially have a red core, a armor core, and a 10% weapons damage with that on top of you having the skill tier. So I never really even thought about that plus 50% magazine size. So this is why I added these two slots in here in combination with the 50% that you're gonna get from the unit alloys, and then the 30% plus 50% from this brand set. You know, it's ridiculous with the ammunition here. But this is the setup here that you're gonna run. I'll cover weapons last in a minute. Skills, you can run whatever you want. The skills. I have the revolver high. If you want Banshee, you can run Banshee. That's cool. And this is going to be the ballistic crusader shield, and we have that at a tier 6 on the gunner specialization, because remember we're rocking 4 blue cores. So the 4 blue cores you get in, and then you get 3 red cores with that skill tier on there. So that's how we're able to get that tier 6 shield. So that's just an additional help to keep you in the fight with that ballistic shield increase, and holster regeneration with that active regeneration. It just helps overall. So this is why I have that set up the way it's set up. You can, if you want, you can swap out. Like I have a armor regen here. You could run an additional armor regen either on the gloves, the knees, or you can run it on a Picaro's holster if you have it already set up in there. You just have to just tweak your stats a little bit so you can balance out your crit hit chance versus crit hit damage. That way you get at least 1% armor regen versus just only having this one single one, which is only 0.5. Okay, so you could do that too. Now, stats over here, we got 126k on St. Elmo's engine. You see here we're at 55% crit hit chance, and then we're at 120% crit hit damage. Can I bump up that up to 60%? Yeah, I can, and then you just minus out to 12 from there. But you can get up to 60 crit hit chance and still be above 100% crit hit damage. As long as you run those mods right, you should be good with that. So play around with it, figure out what you want to do. But you always want to have this because it's just, remember, crit hit chance, it works hand in hand with crit hit damage. You need crit hit damage in order to I'm sorry, you need crit hit chance in order to proc crit hit damage. So that's what you need. Just keep that in mind. All right, weapons setup here. Now, with these, with everything going on, the 50% or 100% ammunition magazine size in combination with 30% magazine size, so now we're able to push this St. Elmo's up to 161 rounds. So that's 162 rounds of shock ammo that you're gonna be able to get. Combination, if you run GR9, this thing is up to 575 rounds. With frenzy, I mean, before you even get a chance to reload with the frenzy, you're gonna have a lot of ammo to burn through. So it's a lot of ammo that we rocking. This whole setup is to push a lot of these guns to the maximum capabilities in regards to, you know, magazine size. And this is just say ammo's engine. This works with what I was saying on the with setting up your specializations. I mean, like, we're talking Chameleon can now go to 115, Eagle Bear can now go to 138, the Strat could go to 92, Backfire 115, Ouroboros 115, Bullet King is now at 230, Pycon is at 138, Iron Lung 195. So you have a nice amount of flame bullets to be shooting out of this thing, because normally with regular mag, you'll have to reload and you won't really get a chance to unload with fire bullets. In this case, you can just unload on motherfuckers with fire bullets with this exact setup. And pestilence, I mean, look at pestilence is already overpowered with plague of the outcast. This thing 230 rounds, yo, you're gonna just slap shit. And then Scorpio 16 rounds, Sweet Dreams 18 rounds, and then your regular guns, see your regular auto rifles or assault rifles, they're gonna go up to 115. They'll go up to 115. So you know, King Breaker 115, your Lexingtons 115. So you can just go crazy with whatever you want, any kind of gun setup. ACS 12, 46. If you got the lefty, the old rock and roll, look at that, 56. So we talking almost 60 rounds in that magazine. So you can see the damage output you'll be able to just pump out because you just have so much ammunition. So yeah, definitely try this setup out, yo. I'm gonna let the combat play out. Yeah, if you like the video, yeah, definitely give a like and a follow. All right, yo, combat.